Hi, how are we doing, guys? Welcome to the show. So it all worked out in the end, and Liverpool and Manchester City end up in a stalemate, and it works out perfectly for Arsenal as Arsenal stay on top of the Premier League at least until March 31st when we go to play Manchester City at the Etihad. All right, we'll talk about that game later on, but before that, let's discuss the Arsenal game on the weekend. Of course, Arsenal were playing Brentford at home, and let me tell you guys, it was a difficult game for Arsenal. I myself predicted 4 goals to nil, but that wasn't the case. Brentford made it physical, and who else to lead the line than Ivan Toney? He's one of the informed strikers in the Premier League, and he made it. He basically didn't score, but he made it hard for Gabriel and Saliba to get a foothold in their game, since they know that Arsenal tried to build it from the back, and he was not allowing them to just play the free flowing football which leads to the midfield and the attack, and eventually we go and score a goal. But that wasn't the case. Brentford came with a game plan similar to Porto, which we are also going to discuss next in the video. But it was in favor of Arsenal with 2 goals to 1. And Kai Havertz popping up with the winner again against Brentford this season. And it was a brilliant bullet header from Kai Havertz, which is great because Kai Havertz was some sort of a stale figure at the end of, not at the end, at the beginning of the season. A lot of fans were behind his back. He's not performing. He's not getting involved in the gameplay. He's not scoring enough goals. Well, here we are coming at the end of the season, and Kai Havertz is involved in everything which Arsenal do, which is good, and he's popping up with the winners. So long may it continue. Yes. All right. So the first goal was scored by Declan Rice and Kai Havertz popping up with the winner. Of course, the noticeable thing to talk about the game was David Raya not in the goal. He was due to his commitments to Brentford. He's on loan with at Arsenal from Brentford, so he cannot play. Aaron Ramsdale was his goal, and the first goal was conceded by the mistake of Aaron Ramsdale. This justifies the decision Mikel Arteta made at the start of the season. Many of you might not agree with me, but Ramsdale is our number 2, and of course, a lot of you might say that it's his first game after a long time. The last game he played was, I think, he played against Brentford only away, and in the Premier League. So it's this has to happen. But then I can understand if there are mistakes, if he's making mistakes. But this mistake has directly led to a goal, and which is unacceptable for me. Even though you're a number 2, you're not getting much playing time. But this is a chance for me, if you ask me, to for Ramsdale to prove himself and try to get that number one spot again back from David Raya, which I don't think so is going to happen after this game. But I think we have seen the last of Ramsdale. He's going to leave in the summer for me, and I wish him well. Because of him, we qualified for the Champions League last season. I know that this season has not been great for him, but last season he was a major part of the title challenge and us qualifying for the Champions League after such a long time. I wish him well, and yeah, it's we move on. We'll have to find a new number 2, of course, or maybe we can promote someone. That's another thing. That's for Edu and Arteta to think about. Yes, let's get back to the game. So it was a difficult game, and the noticeable thing which I was looking at was Ivan Toney's performance, and basically he has been linked with a lot of clubs, including Arsenal in the summer. Hopefully, we get a striker, but I don't think so. It's going to be Ivan Toney after last night, because he was up against the best centre back pairing, and it was kind of an audition for me for the summer, for the move. If he would have performed better, Ivan Toney for me is a striker who will always occupy the defenders. He will give them a hard time, but then can he score? That's the thing as well. So it was not that great of a performance from him, but we'll see in the summer if Arteta really fancies him. All right, now this takes us to the summit of the Premier League. Okay, before the game against Liverpool versus Arsenal, not Liverpool versus Arsenal, Liverpool versus Manchester City. Arsenal were on top, and Liverpool versus Manchester City ended in a stalemate. It was one goal each. Manchester City scoring from a corner in the first half, and Liverpool getting a penalty in the second half. And the noticeable thing from that game is both the teams ended up with their second choice keepers. All right. So Ederson getting injured in the game. I don't know how long he's going to be out. The game against Arsenal is on 31st of March, so it's a long time. It's close to 10-15 days from now. He should be back for that game. But if he's not, then it's a good chance for us to get some sort of positive result at the Etihad. All right, Liverpool, of course, Alisson is injured. Liverpool at Anfield is a different ball game altogether. No matter who's playing for Liverpool at Anfield, whether it being a starter or someone else with no experience, Liverpool at Anfield plays like a different team. All right. So this was the game which was in focus for the weekend. But for me, if you ask, the title tide has changed slightly. The odds are slightly in favor of Arsenal. Of course, they have to get a positive result at Etihad. If we manage to win the game, we have a good chance of winning the first Premier League in close to 20 years. If you look at the run-in, everybody is playing everybody. The top three, the teams which are in the hunt for the title will be done, finished playing each other. Now it's up to the other teams to try and beat these three and try and stop their title charge. So basically, every team in the Premier League has their own objective. So that's going to be tough. And we have. So if you run through the fixtures of all the three teams, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester City, all the three teams are going to play the top 4, top 6 at some point of the season. So the away games, if you ask me, if you look at Liverpool, Manchester City, and Arsenal's fixture, Manchester City's looks tough. Liverpool's fixtures looks easy, but there are a lot of away games in that, and Liverpool has had their struggle in the away games. At Anfield, it's given that they might get some sort of result. They might even drop points at Anfield, but they never tend to lose at Anfield. So the away games for Liverpool are a problem. Then Manchester City has a tough run-in. Firstly they are playing. They had played Liverpool. Then next they are playing Arsenal, and then they are playing Aston Villa. So three of the top 4 are playing. Manchester City are playing against, and it's a difficult run of fixture for City. But if they come out of it, they are favourites for the title. But if you look at Arsenal, Arsenal has a balanced fixture list. But Arsenal has had the one of the best defense in the league, and it's going to be intriguing. First of all, Arsenal need to get some sort of result against City at the Etihad. That would keep that points buffer between them and Manchester City. They only have Liverpool to worry about if they get some sort of result at Etihad. If they win, it's great. Then they open up a 4-point gap. So hopefully Arsenal gets some sort of result at the Etihad. Mind you, the result, the record at Etihad is very, very abysmal, and it's going to be difficult for Arsenal to get some sort of result. But we have everybody fit, so hopefully things go our way and we get some sort of result. All right. Now next we are going to talk about Arsenal's Champions League return leg fixture against Porto. Now, post this match, which is on Tuesday night, it's going to be a break of 10 days before we play Manchester City, 10 to 15 days. So, it's an incentive for Arsenal to get into the quarterfinal of the Champions League, where they have, this is what it is all about, the quarterfinals, the semi-finals and finals. Arsenal aim to win the Champions League this season as well. That is the aim. But first they have to overcome Porto. There is a 1-0 deficit away, and the next game is on Tuesday at Emirates, and it is going to be a full house. But it's going to be a deficit we have to overcome, so we at least have to win the game by 2 goals, and then we go through. But the incentive for the players is that we have a huge break after this. They can rest and be prepared for the big one on 31st of March. Before that, we need to get through this, the Porto game, and Arsenal are at the start. Arsenal were one of the favorites to win the Champions League. They were at least in the top 3, top 4 to win the Champions League, but they have to come through this fixture, and then we will see how it goes. Champions League doesn't come back post April, second part of the April, so it's very difficult for Arsenal. But it's going to be it's basically Porto is going to play the similar game as Brentford. They are going to do a lot of fouls, a lot of stoppages in play. They are going to make it slow. They are going to make it difficult for Arsenal to play their own game. So like they did in the first leg. But I hope Arsenal has learned something from the Brentford game and also the Porto game, how they play, and Arteta needs to set the team accordingly. We need to. I'm confident to getting a result against Porto, but it's going to be very difficult again. So this weekend has gone in our favor, but we have lot of games to come, and we hopefully we end the season on a trophy. Let's get through Porto, and then we will see what we can do at the Etihad. Alright, that is it from the video, guys. I am out of here.